Newman fires the 0-1. Popped up into the air. This should do it. Getting under it, Woolley. Right of second base. Gloves it. Destination Omaha. LSU.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tigers Roar. For the 18th time in baseball program history, Paul Mainieri's LSU Tigers are headed to Omaha. That's the stated goal every year, and they're headed that way. I'm Tommy Krysan, joined by Jordy Hultberg. Jordy, good evening. How are you?
I'm terrific, and congratulations. Paul Mainieri's 5th trip as an LSU Tiger head coach, 6th overall. He did take the Notre Dame Fighting Irish one time, so it was job well done. 16 straight wins, and now one of 8 teams left in the hunt.
Well, you know, if we back it up to February, everybody said, well, you know, they kind of got it, and if they got these guys coming back, and they got pitching, and, you know, the SEC is going to be tough. And then we got into April, and we started wondering, including myself, you know, is this an Omaha team? Is this a super regional team? Well, all questions have been answered to date. And this team, as someone put on my radio show the other day, they're charging into Omaha. They're not limping in. They're not going in hoping to do well, and maybe this guy's got to heal up a little bit. They are charging into Omaha, and I've always maintained the most dangerous thing in sports is confidence. I think this is a confident baseball team.
They've got a batting order, and Andy Cannizaro said it best. They've got from 1 to 9. They've got dangerous hitters along the way. You've got Lang, Poche, who didn't have his greatest outing, Walker, and then you've got Gilbert out of the bullpen. You've got Hess out of the bullpen, Newman out of the bullpen. It seems like, you know, I asked Paul Mainieri, what does it mean to be a team built for Omaha? And he said, you know, you just got to be able to manufacture runs. The home run ball doesn't really, you know, you don't count on that. So you got to be able to manufacture runs. You got to have good pitching. You got to play good defense, and it seems like they're doing it. But their first opponent, Florida State, is eerily similar to what happened to LSU. They were ranked number 1 in the country at one point in time, and then they fell out of the poll completely. And now they've won 18 of their last 21 to get to where they are. So 2 teams on a collision course playing their best ball.
Well, you know, all the college teams, they know that, hey, you got to play your best baseball at the end of April and in May and then into the postseason and in your conference tournament, because they know that selection committee is looking at that. Right. They're looking at the whole body of work, but they're looking more at what happens lately in LSU and Florida State, who do meet Saturday night at 7 o'clock in Omaha. They both followed that script and played their best baseball when it was most important to play it. I'm sure there's some teams that maybe lost in the Super Regional or even in a regional who are thinking, you know, we just, you know, we almost had it, but if we'd have done that and if we'd have got this, and well, that doesn't work, you know. So the 8 teams that are going in Omaha, and as Coach Mainieri said earlier in the week, there's no gimmies in Omaha. The 8 teams that are there are capable of beating the other teams. Right. Yeah, there's going to be some favorites and there's some national seeds and all that, but it's looking to be a heck of an Omaha, a heck of a tournament.
It's the equivalent of college football playoff. It's the equivalent of the Final Four in basketball. I am amazed. You know, LSU's won more national championships than any team in the field. Cal State, Fullerton is second. LSU's got 6. Fullerton's got 4. Oregon State's got 2. Nobody else has won a College World Series. Florida State's been 22 times. Yeah. They're the Phil Mickelson of college baseball as compared with what's going on right now at the U.S. Open. Close, but no cigar. But what amazes me, Mike Martin, they've had 40 consecutive seasons, 40 of 40-plus wins or more. That is unbelievable.
You know, Mike Martin
40
is a Hall of Fame coach in what you just said. 40 straight years of 40-plus wins.
LSU's next with 6.
Yeah.
6.
So, you know, but every time you throw the bouquets, everybody, including me, will say, but they've never done it in Omaha.
Right.
They've been 22 times. They've been 2 and out many times in Omaha.
Runner-up 3 times.
Never done it. And, you know, Mike Martin would like nothing more than to do it and finally win it and get that albatross off of his neck. But he has not done it. So, lo and behold, you know, you've got this situation. You know, you got You got 8 good teams: Oregon State, Cal State, Fullerton on the other side of the LSU bracket. They'll play the first game in Omaha Saturday afternoon, and then depending on whether you win or lose, you play Monday.
3 SEC teams in it. So
3 SEC teams.
That says a lot.
Really good.
Well,
we got a lot to cover for you tonight on Tigers Roar, including recapping the sweep over Mississippi State. What a turnout by the crowd when you had suspect weather.
I was there. It was amazing.
Late,
it was it threw off my Monday pretty badly, but it was something else. It was really fun.
So we'll have plenty of recaps and interviews. The Major League Draft started on Monday night, and lots of Tigers have been taken. Lots of Tigers signees have been taken and are not going to go. Now the draft continued on Wednesday with the later rounds, so there could be more names that go. Other guys from Louisiana, I know Max Sorolla from Southeastern went in the 5th round. He had pitched against LSU in the regional. So, we got a lot of the draft stuff to talk about tonight. Saints are in mini camp.
Yes, they are.
A lot of
Adrian
good
Peterson.
stories about Adrian Peterson. We got a little special on him tonight as well.
AP.
We'll visit with Ronnie Rance of the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame
coming
Foundation.
Up. Yeah, that big
They
event.
got a big event, the induction up in Natchitoches. And then, of course, we'll also go over all kind of good things for you.
The NBA's over. The NBA's
Yeah, we got to
done.
do that before we go to break. The NBA's
Done.
over. Done. Warriors are the world champs. They win it in 5 games.
Now everybody's figuring out what can we do in the offseason to try and get close to them. The problem is you try to pick up a player, but there are no more Kevin Durant's out there.
All right, I got a question for you.
World
see
champ,
Durant,
there you go.
The MVP on the World Championship. And he's the different in the team this year versus last year. Everybody knows that. But my question for you is LeBron James. Much maligned. His
Unfair.
record speaks for itself. He's, I think, the best basketball player in the world today. And I know there's some close and people can argue that.
No, there isn't.
But the losses in the finals, the missed shots in the last 3 minutes. Why is everybody looking at that instead of 7 straight finals? I mean, what?
He is the most criticized athlete in the world.
It's hard to, for all we know, he's been a model citizen off the court. He hasn't had issues like other people do, or at least that we know about. But why does he get so maligned, Jordy? I mean, you got the pulse of the NBA.
I think it's because he has been, ever since he was 15, 16 years old, and he's been labeled. He's been labeled, and the chosen one, the king, all these things. And the bigger you are, the harder you fall sometimes. But I just equate it this way: if you take, there was a moment in the game 5, 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. Kevin Durant's got 2 fouls. LeBron James on a 2-on-1 fast break gets the ball, takes it to the basket, dunks it. Durant hits him in the forehead, no call. If he gets a 3rd foul and he has to sit out, do you think that really affects Golden State?
I don't think at that point, no.
Okay. Same thing, reverse it. LeBron James. If LeBron James has to sit out 10 minutes for Cleveland, what happens there?
They flatline for 10
done.
minutes. They flatline for 10
They're
minutes
done.
And probably can't overcome it.
It's a 20-0 run.
Right.
It's over. So that sums it all up completely.
All right. No, that's well put. And I just, I enjoy when I do watch LeBron James play basketball because you can't see that anywhere else, okay? But sometimes it confuses me how he gets, okay, the decision thing was a bad idea. He admitted that if a year later, hey, if I could do that over, I would do it significantly differently. Right. But people won't forget it. They won't forget we're going to win 5, 6, 7.
He's always mine. Let me ask you this, as a sports fan, I've watched this. It's been going on now, this 30 for 30 on the Celtics and the Lakers, best of enemies. And there's certain plays out there, like Kurt Rambis driving to the basket, and in the timeout before that play, the Celtics said no more layups. And Kevin McHale, totally out of character, just clotheslines him, takes him down. If that had happened in today's rules, Kevin McHale would have been kicked out and wouldn't play the rest of the
10 years
series.
suspension.
Wouldn't play. Do you think fans like this current style of basketball, or do you think they like the older style of basketball?
I think our generation, and maybe the one right after us, likes the older style. Let's go play. I think the younger people like the three-pointers and the dunks and the running up and down the floor and the all-star game where they play zero defense.
I think there's a happy medium we can get to.
I don't know. Yeah, I think we need to find that because I realize I'm old school with basketball and other things, and I realize things change, but maybe somewhere in the middle. I think that's a
In
good
college,
idea.
we used to be able to put our hand on you a little bit.
Right.
Now you.
Well, and when you position for a rebound, I mean, I never did it, but you'd lean. Greg Cook leaned on many a guy, and when you got
I'm just
two
curious.
guys that weigh 240 trying to get position, you're going to have contact.
But there is, it's the utilization, the spacing of the court now, and the mid-range game is gone. It's either threes or
To the rack.
3-feeters, 3-footers.
Three
that's
or
it.
two to go.
That's
Yeah.
it. So I'm just kind of curious. But that was a really good documentary. It was really good.
All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to look back at the sweep over Mississippi State. So many storylines going into that series, and we don't need to really rehash all of that. The key thing was that LSU had to win 2 out of 3. They won the first 2 and punched their ticket to Omaha, and Mississippi State can go back to the drawing board. So we'll take a break. We'll come back with a recap of Game 1 of the LSU-Mississippi State Super Regional Series with Jordy
It's a
Hultberg.
nail
I'm
biter.
Tommy Chrysan. This is Tigers Roar on Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, and on the internet at PelicanSportsTV.com. Cox Cable, AT&T, UVerse. Stay with us. Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including OptiMap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source. Perkins Road Veterinary Hospital is a full-service veterinary hospital committed to your pet's health. We offer advanced diagnostic and therapeutic medical services, laser surgery, dog and cat diets, and treats, along with stress-free boarding. Dr. Ritchie sees patients for routine checkups to keep your loved ones happy, also advanced medical and surgical cases. We have separate condos for cat boarding and large climate-controlled canine boarding. Our boarding dogs get to have fun in a very large play yard several times a day. Laser therapy is a service that we offer to heal wounds and help our patients that suffer from chronic pain. Laser therapy is a wonderful adjunct treatment for neurologic and arthritic pain with no side effects. Your pets are family members and deserve the best and highest quality of care. Dr. Ritchie and his staff greatly respect the human-animal bond and are committed to exceeding your expectations. Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. Beautiful views of Cypress Lake. 1, 2, 3-bedroom apartments are available. Stop by and see Cypress Lake Apartments. Give them a call at 225-293-6789 or visit online, cypresslake-apartments.net. Continue with Tigers Roar Jody, before we get to
Yep.
game one of the Super Regional, LSU football kind of in a little holding pattern now. Certainly
nothing much going on.
Certainly
Camps.
the coaches are working on
Right.
recruiting. There's a big elite camp coming up next week. There's some 7-on-7 stuff. There's a big 7-on-7 deal at Santa Monica High School this week for teams all over the state. But you know, in terms of LSU football, they're recruiting. They're finishing planning up camps and.
Kids are in, the freshmen are in, they're taking
Yeah.
classes, they're getting indoctrinated into the college world, going through those early morning workouts with Moffitt, lifting weights. I'm sure they've got their 7-on-7s organized and quarterbacks throwing to wide receivers, that kind of thing. So you can't win a championship at this time of the year, but you can certainly lose one by not going about the business at hand.
Yeah, we'll continue to keep tabs on Coach Ed Orgeron and the Tiger football program, and if anything shakes, certainly all the local radio guys.
Any
and
reason
whatnot
for
will
the
have it.
bright red shirt today?
I don't know, just variety's the spice of life. isn't
Because
it?
that's not Florida State's color. So I didn't know.
No, it's
Okay.
not.
All right, very good.
All right.
Brighten up things around here.
We want to recap game one of the Mississippi State Super Regional. Of course, the Tigers had swept the Bulldogs in Starkville latter part of May. And then game one, a whole different circumstance. All the side stories with Canizero and Brent Rooker.
Game one was-
Brent Rooker did not get a hit on the weekend for Mississippi State.
That was-
he
that was-
walked sometimes and he scored a couple runs, but he did not get a hit.
They made
He's
him relatively insignificant, and that says an awful lot.
He's odds-on favorite to win the Golden Spikes Award. So, without any further ado, we've got the highlights of Game 1. What an exciting game it was, and then some comments from numerous players and Coach Maneri after the game.
Nothing Mississippi State. Here's a swing and a miss. Blew it right by Vansaw for out number 2. Lang records his first strikeout. Then the 0-2. Curveball in the dirt, swing and a miss. Papirski will pick it up, step on home plate to do it.
Key categories, and I'll tell you what I mean. Beautiful.
0-2 curve and a swing and a miss.
That's as we go.
The 0-2 with 2 outs.
Yes, sir.
Outside corner, called strike 3. To lead things off here in the top of the third. Here's a swing and a miss. Breaking ball, and Rooker nearly buckled his knee trying to chase that one. Still at first base. Runner goes. The throw. Down to second. Robertson waits for it. Applies the tag, and Gridley gunned down for out number 3. And the Bulldogs run their way out. The 1-2. Misses low. Again, they'll appeal, and this time they say Vansaw broke the wrist for strikeout. Number 6 of the night for Alex Lang. 2-2 delivery. Runner goes. Base hit into left center field. Duplantis around second. On his way to third. He'll get there sliding. Watson trying to stretch it into second base. He's safe under the tag. Runner safe second and third. 1 out. Bottom of the 4th inning.
Lang's just got to continue on the pace he's been on.
Outside corner called strike. Lovelady will sit down. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. There's the breaking ball, and Rooker sits down for the second time tonight. Hitter awaits the 1-2 pitch. Outside corner, cold strike 3. Brown down looking. 1-0 pitch. Hit in the air.
Yes,
over
sir.
the head of the shortstop Gridley into left center field. Robertson into second base. Duplantis with a base hit. Plumlee delivers. Hit in the air.
Yes, sir.
Down the line. Fair ball in left field. It'll go all the way to the wall. Coming around is Robertson. They're going to go ahead and send Duplantis. Dykeman in with a 2-run RBI double. And this play's coming uncorked here at the box. It's now 3-2. Mississippi State leads, but the Tigers are on the board. To Watson and 1 out. The pitch. Smack down the line. Hops in front of McNamee. They'll send Dykeman. The throw is cut off, and the Tigers have tied the game on an RBI single from Zach Watson. Bo Jordan at the plate. Runner goes. Ground ball, hit and run into right field. Watson around second. He'll come into third. And a single for Bo Jordan as the Tigers taking a page from Andy Canizero. And then Jordan at second. Smith now at first. First pitch. Hit high and deep to right center field.
Oh, man.
It's deep, though. Mangum in front of the track will field it. They'll tag up Watson. No chance. Tigers going to take a lead 4-3 on the sac fly RBI from junior Michael Papirski. Top of the ninth. An 0-2 count to Stovall. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Top shelf fastball. Stovall down on strikes. And the Tigers win. Tigers win 4-3. Come from behind victory over Mississippi State to take a 1-0 lead in the Super Regionals here in Baton Rouge.
Your ability to come in with that game winner there at the end.
Yep. You know, first of all, you got to tip your hat to Lane. He came out that first inning and struggled a little bit, but, you know, he's a competitor, and, you know, he only gave up 1 run. He gave up three hits all day. You know, it was just a typical Lane performance, and he went out there and battled, and, you know, I got to tip my hat, and, you know, he's a competitor. I love the kid, you know.
The same thing can be said for you guys at the plate. You got a bunch of leadoff guys on,
right.
Couldn't get anything going. And then
right. You know, you got, like I said, I tip my hat to Lane, but you got to tip your hat to Pilkington. He did really well today, and, you know, the guys out of the pen did really well for them too. And, you know, we came up, and, you know, we got a couple big hits, and, you know, you square up the ball, good things are going to happen.
Is it a grinder mentality? Just kind of stay at it?
Yeah. You know, Micah talks about, you know, just keep staying at it. We're right there. And, you know, we had that big inning in the 8th, and, you know, usually the big inning wins. And, you know, we had that, we answered to their 2, we answered with 4, and, you know, Hess came out and closed the deal.
How big was it for you personally, you know, after that momentum shift, for you to come back and get the go-ahead?
You know, it's awesome, but, you know, it's a team game. I don't come up unless Kramer gets on. You know, Twan with that big hit, and then Dykeman with the opposite field double, you know, he put a good swing on it. And then, you know, Watson with a huge hit, 2-0 against a cutter guy, and he put a barrel on it, and it was awesome. It was just awesome.
What's the approach for tomorrow?
I don't even know who they're throwing. I haven't even looked at it yet. But, you know, we're going to try to score early and score often, and hope, you know, Poche's going to come out and do what he always does.
That game winning at bat.
Say it again?
So what is it about this team? There was no panic. You said some things went wrong.
I mean, we were hitting the ball hard. You know, they were throwing a lot of fastballs. We were putting barrels on balls, and they were just weren't falling. But, you know, we came out and battled our butts off, like I've always said.
Did it ever feel like, man, this might not be our night? We just can't seem to get the run in.
No. You know, we had the opportunities early, and we didn't come through. But late, you know, the big hit by Greg and then the big hit by Watson, it just, you know, was just unbelievable to keep at it like we did. And, you know, just how Lang went out there, you know, that just gives you confidence when he goes out there and keeps us in the ball game, whether he has his stuff or doesn't. You know, in the first inning he struggled a little bit, but he came back and, you know, went 7 1/3 or whatever he went and gave up 3 hits. And, you know, you just got to tip your hat off to him. And, you know, it's his last time here, and, you know.
You started with the walk, and you were trying to get the crowd fired into it immediately.
They had all the momentum. I felt like the first 7 innings, once they went up 1-0, we were pressing, we got at the plate. Just kind of tense, wanting to get the job done so bad that it was affecting us, and we weren't. And then once they got the 2-run double, they had all the momentum, and I knew I was leading off, and so I wanted to do anything I could to get on base somehow, try to get some momentum, try to get the crowd going, get the dugout going. And then after I came up, Antron and Greg came up with huge hits, and then obviously Watson and Pierce jumped out. It was a rush. It all happened so fast.
I know y'all weren't having a lot of success at the plate while Pilkington was in the game, but it seemed like y'all were working him and making him throw a lot of pitches. How important was that to chase him from the game and get to their bullpen?
Yeah, that was big. That was an approach before the game, was try to make him throw as many pitches as he can. He's a great pitcher that throws really hard. And today he was locating his breaking ball better than he did all year. Normally he's 90% fastballs. Last week I think he only threw 5 curveballs. And then tonight I only was throwing it a lot more. He was locating it well. And so he was really tough tonight. Mid-90s, low to mid-90s fastball and curveball he was locating. It was tough. We didn't have much success off him, but we kept hanging in there, we kept battling, and that's why you put 27 outs. No matter when you get them, as long as you get them.
You're coming through in the 8th and really shutting down that inning first before getting to the 9th. Just start with that. How was that? What's your mindset right there?
My mindset was just keep our team in the ball game any way possible, and you don't want to let Alex's runs get across one plate. So you just have to do anything you can to keep those guys from scoring and keep the game in the game.
Were those maybe the 2 hardest balls you think you've thrown all year? Those 2 to close that thing out?
Probably, yeah. I would say so. I mean, like I said before, when you got 13,000 people screaming LSU in here, it's going to put a little bit more electricity in it for sure. So, I mean, this place was rocking tonight, so I think I was definitely a little bit amped up.
How does your mindset change, or does it change after that 4-run inning of you coming out with you're down 3-0 and then you come back with a 4-3 lead?
Oh, for sure. I mean, you got to go out there, and now it's, there's no room for error. I mean, I got a little bit frustrated myself when I hung that curveball, and that guy put a good swing on it, took the right field. I mean, you can't make those mistakes in that circumstance because, I mean, when your offense is facing a pitcher like that guy tonight, and he's going to be a first-round draft pick next year, you got to do whatever you got to do to get the job done. So, for sure, you're just trying to go out there and get guys out.
This is one of those reasons you come to LSU for moments like this.
Oh, 100%, man, 100%. There's nothing else like it.
We continue with Tigers Roar. So that was game 1 in the books, and I don't care who you are, where you are, when it's a best of 3, you get that first game, and that is huge. That's an obvious statement, but it's very true.
It was bleak for a while. That Pilkington kid was something.
He'll be in the major leagues. He's a lefty that throws hard and throws strikes.
But I love the fact that Papierski, here's a kid that was much maligned early. He hits that long sac fly to give him the lead. Dykeman with the double. It was tremendous, and that place was hopping. And I think we saw next year's Friday night starter in Mr. Hess.
And what you can do, whenever this season ends, whether they go 2-0 in Omaha, they win the whole thing. When you look back and try to figure out what helped them get where they got, Papierski's starting to contribute in the bottom of the lineup in the last month plus.
No doubt.
That's going to be one of the things. Then shortly after that, putting Watson hitting behind Dykeman.
But, just the evolution of these freshmen.
Yeah, that too. I mean, but one of the stories is going to be Papierski,
no doubt,
who began to hit and down the stretch and get on base. Yeah. We know his defensive skills are there. Hey, we'll take a break, come back. 2 things when we come back. We're going to tell you about Tremonti's Meat and Seafood for all your Father's Day stuff this Sunday and beyond. And then we'll take a look at Game 2 of the Super Regional. With Jordy Hultberg, I'm Tommy Christ saying this is Tigers Roar. Spread the roar and stay with us.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
We continue with Tigers Roar with Jordy Hultberg. I'm Tommy Christ and Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. Father's Day is coming up Sunday. Do what you got to do. We wish everyone a happy Father's Day. Lots of family activities going on all over the place. But tell us about Tremonti's Meat and Seafood.
Well, I tell you, it's a great place to go to get everything you need for Father's Day and beyond. They've got great hamburgers, sausage, ribs, chicken, whatever you want. They've got Primo barbecue pits that are available with the all-natural charcoal. They got the electric starters that make your charcoal light up in like 2 minutes and you're ready to go. Wines, beers, spirits, everything you need is there. They're world-famous baked beans. You ever had their baked beans? Unbelievable.
I have not, I must
Trust
be
me,
honest.
Unbelievable. Do yourself a favor.
I will do that.
And try that. But go to their website, Tremontis.com. Tremontis.com. And see everything that they've got. They're still doing boiled crawfish as well.
Hey, and I got a friend who's leaving the country.
Yep.
Long story short, he's got to prepare a dinner one night with where he's from, being Louisiana. He's going to get with Mike and get some crawfish fettuccine, going to get some gumbo.
Perfect.
And that's going to be on the menu. And see, Tremonti's can do like all that good stuff.
All their Chairman's Reserve beef, perfect for grilling. That's what you're going to be doing for Father's Day, grilling and chilling and just relax. Tremonti's can take care of everything for you. They're in their summertime hours, so they're open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. now. 9 to 5, Monday through Saturday.
There you go. All right, so LSU wins the first game in the Super Regional in dramatic form, exciting form, kept that large crowd in there the whole night long. Game 2 started late due to rain, 2 rain delays in the game, numerous pitching changes, took a long time, but Tiger fans wanted to get that feeling of going back to Omaha. Coastal Carolina prevented that last year. And we've got all the highlights in Game 2,
What a night.
including some player interviews and a visit with Coach Paul Mainieri. Here's Game 2, the wrap-up of the Super Regional against Mississippi State.
Ground ball, base hit into right field. Robertson gets the green light to come in from third. Throw coming in. Nowhere close. Cut off. And the Tigers take a 1-0 lead on an RBI single off the bat of sophomore Antoine Duplantis. 1-0 delivery. Hit up the middle. Base hit into center field. Coming in will be Freeman. Duplantis will put on the brakes at second base. And the hit parade continues here early. 2-0. LSU leads. Runner
first inning.
The 1-1 hit in the air, right center field. Dykeman having to come in, now speed up a little more, and grabs it on his knee, holds on as he hits the deck.
And his breaking pitch.
The 1-2. Got a piece of it, but in the middle, Papirski, a swing and a miss by Rooker. Corners. Robertson, a short lead off first, and now a look over by Jolly, and now it's a ball.
Yeah, you can't do that.
That'll bring Papirski in from third, and it makes it a 3-0 Tiger lead. Robertson will scoot on down to second base.
Yep, you can't.
Wait around during a delay. The payoff delivery. Inside corner, called strike 3. So 1 pitch and 1 hit changes the game. Line drive shot off the bat of Stovall. First pitch, and Robertson climbs the ladder and pulls it out of the air.
We'll all be in Omaha.
2-2.
Yes,
breaking ball, called strike across the plate. Buttery. Line drive off the glove of Rooker. Deflects over in the corner in right field. Coming in to score is Dykeman. They'll go ahead and send Smith. Tigers take the lead 5-4. Runners safe second and third. Papirski delivers once again. Gordon on its way. Slaughter hits it on the hands, pops it up into left field. McNamee's going to come in, but it's going to drop in front of him. Jordan down the line from third, steps on home plate. It's 6-4 Tigers. A run as this one comes inside. Just misses Robertson. Goes all the way to the backstop. Sliding in safely will be Papirski. And it's now 7-4. The 3-1 delivery. Slice down the line. Base hit. Third base. Rolls into left field. Coming in to score is Slaughter. Robertson, a stand-up RBI double. Make it 8-4 Tigers. 1-2 to Duplantis. A ground ball hit towards second. Stovall gloves it, has trouble, throws it in the dirt, and gets away from Rooker. Coming in to score is Robertson. Make it 9-4. Duplantis safely on the throwing error for Hunter Stovall. The right-hander delivers. High fastball, swing and a miss. Punched out is Jake Mangum. Caleb Gilbert with the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Rooker down on strikes. Pitch to McNamee. Cold strike 3 right over the plate, just above the knees. Price with the first pitch. Inside, catches Robertson on the back, and that's going to bring in a run. And a bunch of boos here at Alec Box as Watson will step on home plate. Bases remain loaded. It's now 10-4. The 1-1 pitch to Freeman. Slap down the line. Fair ball by the third baseman into left field. Coming in to score is Smith. They'll send Papierski. The throw to third, off base. Cody Brown can't handle it. And a 2 RBI double by Cole Freeman makes it 12-4 LSU. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Smack. Line drive to right field. Coming over. Trying to dive for it is Vansall. Can't come up with it. Coming in to score will be Robertson. Freeman right behind him. It's now 14-4 LSU with a 2 RBI single from Antoine Duplantis. Newman fires the 0-1. Popped up into the air. This should do it. Getting under it, Woley. Right of second base. Gloves it. Destination Omaha. LSU beats Mississippi State. And a Tiger pile right of the mound. 14-4. LSU a winner tonight. They will make their 18th appearance in the College World Series. They pick up their 8th Super Regional title. This will be the 5th time Coach Paul Mainieri has taken the Tigers.
Was on its feet for you. I mean, you were still just kind of, like shell-shocked a little.
Yeah, obviously I wasn't too happy, but, always got to take a moment and appreciate those little things like that. I guess it's the respect that they have for me, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for them for that ovation. And that'll be something that I think I'm going to miss most is walking off the field at Alex Box. It's something that is very hard to describe, and it gives me chills every time.
A little easier to sleep tonight knowing that you're going to get to pitch again?
Absolutely. I definitely didn't want to end my career at LSU like that. And who knows what's going to happen in the future, but hopefully it could be a little bit better than that.
Yeah, what is it like awaiting tomorrow's draft?
I really haven't given it much thought yet. We've been trying to be focused on, obviously this weekend, and we're in postseason, so if we lose, it's over. So, whatever happens, it's out of our control, and God has a plan, and just hope for the best.
Jared, talk about getting another chance to pitch, hopefully in Omaha, where you get to kind of rebound from tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Like I was saying right there, I definitely didn't want that to be my last outing at LSU in the purple and gold. So, thankfully, I'm definitely going to get at least one more opportunity to pitch with this uniform on, and hopefully I can go out, a lot better than that.
It is what it is because of the fans and everything. To be able to share that moment with them and thanking them for everything. It's 2 in the morning. We're running around the box like crazy, man. And they're there celebrating with us. So it's pretty awesome. It's pretty special. So, thank you to all those fans that came out this year and supported us through the times that we've been here. And it's a lot of fun.
As a pitcher at this level, and everyone says, you're going to the next level, all this type of stuff, but you get another chance, obviously, to throw the ball. Mm-hmm. What's that like, knowing that?
It's exciting. It's pretty cool. Being able to put on the uniform every time and going out there and playing for the university that I love. And I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to embrace it. And hopefully we make it 2 times.
You're one of the few guys on this team who has real experience playing in Omaha. Some of those guys, pitchers, came in a couple innings. But how do you help prepare some of these guys for what they're about to experience?
It's just another game of baseball. It's just another. The bases aren't any further. The mound's not any different. Outfield's no different. So it's going out there and doing what we know how to do and know how to play, and we're excited.
Is it hard to try to keep to help people realize that it's
no, I don't think so. Bigger? I mean, this team is really shown what it takes week in and week out for the last 6 weekends and how to win championships. And it's pretty special. It's a lot of fun, and we're going to go out there and do this.
We did it. This is exactly why we came back. All the talk, all the hard work, it paid off. We're getting to live a dream, and honestly, we were just trying to embrace the moment, trying to embrace the crowd. And, that's a sad thing, walking off for the last time here at Alex Box, but we're walking off as a champion, and I mean that's as good as it can. We couldn't ask for anything
less popular to where you would have been.
Yeah, no, believe me, I'm fine. When Coach told us that he was going to take us off, that's a moment you don't get to have a lot, and
I think that speaks a lot on him, that he wants to show us the respect to give us a chance to stand in the ovation. But I'm just, of course, number one out there, and nothing's out there as always. But I was glad he was able to close it out as well. What was the weight like?
I have one thing to say. Omaha, get ready, because here come the Tigers. LSU Nation is going to be coming up to Omaha, and we're going to enjoy ourselves. Hopefully we're going to be there quite a while, but I'm just so proud of this team. I'm so happy for Kramer and Cole and Jared and Greg coming back for one more go at it, and we get to finish in Omaha, which is where everybody predicted we would be before the year. We've always known that everybody expected that of us, and I know at various points along the way, some people doubted that maybe we could do it, but we never lost hope. We never lost belief that we had a team that was capable of doing it, and I think what we're doing now is what we're supposed to be doing, and we're feeling pretty good about ourselves. But I'm just so proud of our guys, and so happy for all the LSU fans and people that care and support LSU baseball. I'm happy for our university. I'm happy for our community. I'm happy for our state. And we're going to go up to Omaha and make.
Well, there you have it. So it's off to Omaha, as we said, for the 18th time in school program history. And I think just as they have been since February, the expectations are high. There's going to be so many fans there. I mean, and it's three groups of fans. In fact, you see the Omaha 8. 8 names that you are familiar in recent times with Omaha, some teams longer than others. But and we also have a graphic about the LSU fan attendance, okay? And you got three groups of fans for Omaha. You got those that go the whole time. They're going to be there no matter what, as long as LSU's playing. And some will stay and watch the other teams play it out. Then you have the fans who go for the first part of it, and they got to get back to work, got to get back home, family stuff. And a good friend of mine, she told me, she said, we're going if they're in the final best of 3 series. We're going to go up that Sunday. 418,291, the home season attendance, the NCAA leader for the 22nd straight season. And it says it on the top of the screen, home of college baseball's greatest fans, and I truly believe that.
Yeah, and they were there at 1:30 in the morning, a whole bunch of them on a Sunday night or early Monday morning to stick around and watch through all the rain delays and all. It's tremendous, and tip of the hat to what Skip Bertman started and what Paul Mainieri has continued throughout. Just a class organization. They really are.
Another thing that happens at this time of the year, the Major League Baseball draft. At least it went on while LSU was not on a playing
Finally.
field. That hadn't always been the case.
I've seen where they were in Omaha in the dugout and somebody hands a player a phone and says, oh, yeah, I've been drafted, thank you. Now, let me get back to Finally, they got smart.
Well, when we come back, we're going to get some comments from some of the guys who got drafted. We don't have them all, but we're going to give you the ones we have. It's a special day. That's a lifetime memory. We'll share that with you when we return with more of Tigers Roar. Stay with us.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential. There's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-779-1032, 800-779-1032.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvat.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
We continue with Tigers Roar, and as we mentioned before the break, the draft got underway this week. As we're sitting here, it's wrapping up the Wednesday portion of the draft, and that lets me remind you the original air of this program each week's on a Wednesday evening from 8 to 10 prime time, and on the internet. We put it up on the YouTube channel mid-morning Thursday. You got replays on the ETEL cable system, WHNO TV channel 20 out of New Orleans. So we appreciate you watching us whenever you can, whether it's the original on Wednesday or one of the rebroadcasts. But the draft, what a time to get that phone call. Yeah. Years ago, I was told I was going to get a phone call. Well, let me check and see if it came in while I wanted. Nope, no missed call.
I got a phone call. I got a phone call, yeah.
I didn't know that. Give me the info.
7th round, LA Lakers.
Okay.
Nah. I had enough.
Okay.
You had to pay your own way out there to get out there. First round was all that really mattered, still to this day.
Right.
And the NBA finally got smart and said, why are we fooling around with 10 rounds? Let's just do 2 rounds and get it over with.
Right.
And they just got some guy named Magic Johnson the year before. I figured, it's probably
I'll tell you how bad,
time to move on.
I'll tell you how bad it was for me. You ready for this? Cincinnati Reds, Julian Mock was a scout, took me to lunch several times, said he was going to recommend that they select me. Now, I'm a senior, so I got no bargaining power. If I do get drafted, I'm going to get a hamburger and a Coke. It's going to be my signing bonus. Well, back then, the draft lasted until every team passed. You follow what I'm saying? So they would go 70, 80, 90 rounds, and then the 90th round, it might only be 5 teams picking. Well, they keep going until every team says, I passed.
I've had enough.
So there was probably like 110 rounds, and I still didn't get picked. So, that's how bad I was.
That's flattering.
Well, I'm just being honest, But, I'll tell you the truth. Now, when the draft, I knew I wasn't going early in the draft, but like in that second day, third day, I remember telling my mom, don't be on the phone, they might call, just that wishful hope, that
there were no cell phones back then.
55th round, they might say, hey, we want TK, because the guy told me he was going to recommend it to the front office of the Reds.
I just remember getting letters in the mail from Detroit Pistons, LA Lakers, Boston Celtics, and there was a big questionnaire. You had to fill it out, phone number, address, all that stuff.
I did that. He had me fill one of those
forms all those
out,
back
so I knew they had Mom and Dad's phone number. And again, no cell phones then. But, anyway, just a little touch there on what he and I did in terms of the draft or whatever. So, but more importantly and better, we've got some comments from a couple of the LSU guys who were selected. Obviously, after the Omaha is over, whenever that may be, they'll negotiate and take it from there. Here's some players drafted from the LSU Tigers.
You going, 9 picks after Kramer must have been pretty cool.
Yeah, we were both at my apartment. It was really exciting. Obviously, both of us were right by our phones and going back and forth with teams and agents and just kind of waiting for that name to be called. But it was really exciting. It was really cool to obviously be together and see Kramer go, and then maybe 10 minutes right after I go. It's pretty special to experience that together.
What were those emotions like of going, obviously celebrating with him, and then probably just as that's kind of calming down, you get
real quick, it was a couple of my friends over there, Post was over there, Antoine, Lang, and I had my family with me. It was, you're excited for him, and then almost right after I'm getting a phone call about the team, and I'm talking to him, and then they're like, we might pick you right here, and then you're just sitting there waiting to see your name pop up. And I'm really just hoping they stick with it. And yeah, I mean, it just happened so fast. It's stressful going through talking to all the teams, but
Going into the day, was that kind of the spot you expected to be picked around that area?
yeah, that's what I've been hearing. Waking up, I talked to 4 or 5 teams before we had weights, and then just throughout the day leading up. I probably talked to maybe 10 teams and just going back and forth, and yeah, just glad it's over.
Is it kind of a weight lifted off your shoulders going into the weekend?
Yeah, just you don't have to really think about it anymore. Now it's just go play baseball. Let's go try and win a national championship in Omaha. You know where you're going to be going after the season, and just get to play baseball after this year.
Just it seems like everything's happened so quickly. It's hard to comprehend it all, but it's been a dream come true. Getting to win a super regional, go to Omaha, and then 2 days later get drafted by such an incredible organization with so much history. And, I can't really put it all together. I can't put it into words. I'm just really humbled and honored. And my goal right now is still to go win a national championship, and I'm completely focused on that. But today was a special day for me personally.
Is it kind of hard?
Got you almost eerie that you and Cole go 9 picks apart?
Yeah, I just got to his house, and I had an idea that I was going with that pick, but you didn't want to say too much because what if they passed on me and it didn't work out? So my heart was beating really fast when it was coming up, and then he took me, and we were all really excited. Soon, like it was 2 minutes later, Cole got a call. It took him as well, and it was pretty special. We got to experience it with each other, and Lang and Poche and Antoine were all there as well. So that was a really special moment for all of us. And Cole's parents were there too. It was pretty cool.
So kind of like a weight lifted off your shoulders going into next weekend?
Yeah. You never know what's going to happen being a senior. They can really try to lowball you, but the Cardinals were very fair with me, and they were honest, and we were as well. And so to know it's out of the way, I'm going to have a fair chance. I was their second overall pick because they didn't have a first or second round pick. So that's really special to me as well. That shows that they have a lot of interest in me, and I'll get a fair shot at it. So when it comes to the draft and pro ball, the weight's definitely off my shoulders, and now I can completely focus on Omaha and trying to win a national championship.
Drove to New Orleans yesterday, kind of midday, and just I had some expectations. Honestly, they weren't set that high. Just being there with my family, friends, some old coaches. It was just a fun time watching it. Just kind of seeing Lang get picked up, seeing a bunch of the guys that I've played against throughout the year, the past 2 years, get picked up. It was just a cool experience, and then to finally get that call and hear your name called, it sends chills down your spine. So it was an unbelievable experience. It's a night that I'm going to remember forever.
Paul said you bet on yourself. Do you look at it like that? Did you bet on yourself and won in the end, or do you not really look at it like that?
A little bit. I told him last year, he kind of asked me, what are you thinking? You're probably going to have a decent shot to go this year, whether it's 3rd, 4th, 5th round. And I told him, it's pretty much black and white. They're going to have to pay me a lot of money if they want me to come out of here before my junior year, and fortunately that didn't happen. I'm glad it didn't happen because I wanted to come back here one more time and take a shot at this thing with these guys, and we're in that situation now. We're past where we were last year. We got a great group of guys, a lot of experience, a lot of freshmen adding into it. So we're going to Omaha.
For those 6 players, this is a great thing for them to see that, what a great ending to their careers at LSU. They get all their hard work and all their sacrifices and all the work that our staff has done with them, and their teammates have supported them, and then for them to finish their career with a trip to Omaha and a chance to play for a national championship and to get what they wanted as far as professional baseball goes. It's just an awesome day for those guys, or awesome 2 days, I should say. And we're also proud of them, and hope that they'll go, after we win a national championship, that they'll go off and have great pro careers and be able to make a good living, and just continue to make us proud. But last night it was nerve-wracking sitting with Alex watching the first round, and then he's kind of snuck in right there at the end of the first round, the 30th pick.
But what a great organization for him to go with. I'm very familiar with the Cubs, having coached at Notre Dame. We're only 90 miles from Wrigley Field. And one of my best friends is an executive with their team, assistant general manager Randy Bush. So I have great feelings for the Cubs organization and the city of Chicago, and I think Alex is a wonderful fit for there. And then Greg Deichmann, my goodness, we were hoping he'd go 33rd with the A's because I knew they had a really strong interest in him. He ended up going 43rd, so still nothing to be ashamed of. Second round, as I mentioned to people last night, I said, Greg Deichmann gambled on himself. He bet on himself, and he won. He could have signed last year for a significant amount of money, but not as much as he's going to get this year. He decided to come back for the reasons that were important to him. He felt he could improve, have a great experience here, get to Omaha, get closer to graduation, and also have a better investment made in him by some organization. That's what ended up happening. So really happy for what happened yesterday, and then today for Kramer and Cole both to go in the 4th round, and then for Papierski and Poche both to go in the 9th round. I think that was just very appropriate the way that the draft ended up playing out for our current guys.
So lots of good words there. Yep. It's a special time in all these young guys' life. We see Alex Lang in the 1st round on the tail end of the Chicago Cubs. He's going to get a lot of money. His checkbook's going to look a lot different when he gets back from Omaha.
Undrafted, basically, because he told, I think it was the Kansas City Royals, I really want to go to LSU, so he never got drafted. But last pick in the 1st round, not too shabby.
And then in the 2nd round, Greg Deichmann, whose stock improved after coming back. He goes to the Oakland A's, and I'm 99.9% sure he'll end up signing.
Yeah. He was a 28th round pick a year ago, so he gambled on himself, and he rolled 7 and 11.
And then also gambling on themselves, the next 2 guys, Kramer Robertson, St. Louis Cardinals. I know you like the Cardinals, a 4th round pick. And as we were talking during the highlight package, Jordy, he's just a ball player. He finds a way to get it done. He draws the walk. He hits the fly ball. He catches the grounder. He dives for the pop-up. He's the relay man. He just finds a way to get it done. He's an old-fashioned definition. He's a ball player.
Why is it? They always say you got to leave as a junior because if you stay for your senior season, you have no wiggle room. You have no negotiating rights. He was drafted in the 32nd round after his junior season. Came back after he's in the 4th round. How does that make sense? Good. I'm happy for him.
Probably an exception to the rule, but he's earned it.
All of these guys, though.
Cole Freeman, I remember his coach at Delgado, Joe Sherman, a dear friend of mine, saying, Tommy, this guy can play. Don't be surprised how good he might end up being. So he goes to the Washington Nationals. And the other guys that were picked, lots of signees were picked as well. Blaine Enlow, the big right-hander with a great curveball from Santa Ma, 1st pick of the 3rd round of the Minnesota Twins. And we mentioned a guy from Southeastern, Max Soroller, going to the Reds in the 5th round. And others. We'll maybe recap all of this stuff on the radio and later on TV.
Enjoy what you've got right now, because next year is going to look completely
LSU baseball is going to be a little skinnier next year. You might be saying Omaha next February.
You never know.
But they're in Omaha now.
That's all that matters.
Saturday night at 7 o'clock, Florida State on the main platform of ESPN and, of course, the LSU Sports Radio Network.
I got my Tremonti steaks and I got some sausage.
He's got it set up. Ready to We're going to come back with more right after this pause on Tigers Roar.
Yes.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, loans. Or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-718-3516. 800-718-3516.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a formal affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
All right, as we continue with Tigers Road, thank you for watching the program. Saturday night, it's LSU, Florida State in Game 1 for LSU, Game 2 in Omaha. Oregon State, Cal State Fullerton will play at 2 o'clock that afternoon. Main platform of ESPN and, of course, on the LSU Sports Radio Network. The Tigers, we've kind of told you all about them in the first hour. Jordy, I want to talk about Florida State a little bit. There's your bracket right there. Oregon State, Cal State, Fullerton.
What's the tougher bracket, left or right?
Left, by far, with Oregon State and LSU in there. Okay. Yeah. But then you got Louisville, Florida, the other side. So you got 3 SEC teams. You may have mentioned that earlier. That's all names that they're very familiar with in Omaha, in particular in recent times. But Florida State.
Wouldn't surprise me if you saw those two teams at the bottom meet again.
LSU, Florida could be in the finals. In fact, you might have stole my pick and just threw it out.
I'm just saying, I don't know.
But I'll get that out on the radio Friday. But one thing about Florida State, we mentioned this quickly in the first hour. Mike Martin's been coaching there forever. Okay, 38 years as a head coach. He was the assistant prior to that to Dick Hauser, who was a Major League Baseball manager. Right. 40 years in a row, they've had at least 40 wins in the season. Now, I know this is LSU's opponent Saturday night, and I know back in the day when I was playing college baseball, the old Metro Conference, Tulane and Florida State baseball battled it out every year to win that title, and Tulane and Joe Brockhoff got it many times.
That's pretty consistent stuff.
But
That's ridiculous.
And as you said, the next best record of consecutive seasons with 40-plus wins is shared by LSU and Louisville at 6. So I want to tip my hat to Mike Martin. They haven't got it done in Omaha, but that is a solid program, one of the best programs in the country.
It is, and they hit. In the people that have seen them play tell me that they're very good at the plate. They're very, what's the word I'm trying? Pitch worthy. In other words, they make you really pitch it good. They work you deep into the count. So keep an eye out on that. They got a good pitching status. I mean, look, they're there, so they're good. We'll see what happens.
Well,
I
that's
don't know what else
the
to
point.
say.
If you're in Omaha now,
you're good.
And you're in one of the dugouts, you're a good baseball team that's playing good.
That's right.
And LSU is certainly among the best. And I can't say I've studied all the other teams at length. I know a good bit about A&M in Florida because we watched them during the year. But as I've mentioned, a friend of mine umpires in the Pac-12. He had Oregon 7 times this year, Oregon State 7 times this year. He said they're the real deal.
Yeah.
They are the real deal. They got tons and tons of pitching, and so that's why they're the #1 national seed, because what my friend said kind of gets validated by that. But no Coastal Carolina, no Stony Brook. There's none of those stories this year. But as Coach Maneri said earlier this week, there's no gimmies. These 8 teams are all very capable of beating anybody else who we saw on that screen.
Yeah, I mean, TCU's back in it again. I mean, so some of these teams are just consistently good. But I tell you, there's, and I know this is all about LSU, and I'm an LSU guy. My heart bleeds purple and gold, but there's just something about this group of LSU Tigers. They just kind of get it, and they just do it. They figure out a way. I mean,
Find a way.
State had them, and late in the game. It's hard to beat after you've been swept a team 3 times on the road. Coming back to and State battled, but LSU figured out a way.
Well, a lot of coaches at all levels, even in the majors, they try to get like a theme for the year. I mean, Joe Madden did it with the Cubs last year. Find a way is on the back of T-shirts all over this country, from little 10-year-old kids on up to the pro level. It's one of those things, like I mentioned about Kramer Robinson. He just finds a way to do it. You don't say, Kramer, can you hit us a fly ball today?
You can't manufacture.
He finds a way to do it,
does
you know. And if we can get the graphic back up with the 8 teams, we got what I call the left side of the bracket and the right side of the bracket. I want to go back to a point that you made a little bit earlier. Looking at this bracket, and you just asked me about which side was tougher, and I think it's the left, and it's because of what I'm about to say that you mentioned earlier. 3 of those 4 teams on the left side, Oregon State, Cal State Fullerton, and LSU, have won national championships.
12
total.
12 total combined.
Nobody on the right side, nor has Florida State won the national championship in Omaha. So that's another reason why I say the left side is a little bit stronger, because, you know, you go back to Skip Bertman saying, you got to go there, you got to been there, done that.
But these teams have been there and done that on the right side. So, I understand.
It's different.
But this group of LSU players hadn't won it.
No.
So,
all right.
So it's all relative.
And I do point out that LSU's second game in Omaha will be on Monday, depending on whether they win or lose. They lose, they play at 1 o'clock Monday. They win, they play at 6 o'clock. All of that's weather permitting in Omaha. Coach Maneri has announced that Alex Lang will pitch against Florida State. No surprise there, and he kept it to himself as far as what the pitching plans would be the rest of the way. I'm sure he and Alan Dunn have a plan, but he don't want to say it, so he didn't say it.
Yeah, doesn't have to say it, but I kind of have an idea what he's going to do.
Yeah, I do too. And
it's not going to be what you saw in the Super Regional.
I can't answer this question, but I wonder what it would be like to be in Alex Lang's shoes at, you know, this time when you take the mound, you know your checkbook's about to be a lot bigger. He knew it the last time he took the mound, but now he really knows because it really happened. It's one thing to say, oh, I'm going to get drafted, I'm going to have a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't know what that's like.
And now he knows the slot he's going to get between $2 and $2.6 million, and you know, that's going to go a long way.
That's a lot of pressure off of him for sure, but you know, being in that arena and knowing what's at stake, there's enough pressure already. So
it reminds me of a story. I think I've told you this, but maybe not. My favorite guy getting a lot of money story goes back to Ryan Leaf. Remember the quarterback from Washington State? They went with Peyton Manning over Leaf. What a good call that was. Well, you remember back in the day, you could phone into your bank account and then hit a button and get the balance. And they'd say, like, you know, $208.21 or whatever you had in your account. Well, when Ryan Leaf got his signing bonus from the NFL, he gave all his friends the phone number and the code to get into his bank thing so that they could call, and it would say, and your balance is $4,287,910.12. And
for being a goofball, that's pretty funny.
Friend, go ahead and call that and check.
That's pretty funny.
Your balance in college was $23.18.
Wow.
And he's giving the guy the number and said, check out my balance.
Wow.
It was over $4 million.
Mine was $23 after they gave us our $25 laundry allowance.
Oh, don't talk about laundry money. Yours was 25, mine was 20. Well, you were at LSU, I was at Southeastern.
Yeah, we're big time.
$5, big time.
Big time, big time.
All right, Tate, we'll take a break, come back and talk about all kind of other stuff here on Tigers Roar. With Jordy Hultberg, I'm Tommy Krysan. We're back after this pause. Stay with us.
With his little remote, wolfing down Cheetos. I hope he don't choke between Monday night football and Friday night fights. I'm lucky if I get to see a show that I like. He never hears the phone or the doorbell ring. I don't try to understand him. It's a male thing.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-471-9811. 800-471-9811.
DLA Painting Incorporated is your company for professional painting, serving the greater Baton Rouge area and South Louisiana for over 20 years. Ready to paint for those recovering from flood, residential repaint, commercial painting, any size job, free estimates. Customer satisfaction is our highest priority. Call 225-505-8785. DLA Painting Incorporated, fully insured. Call Dennis at DLA Painting at 225-505-8785.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. Beautiful views of Cypress Lake. 1, 2, 3-bedroom apartments are available. Stop by and see Cypress Lake Apartments. Give them a call at 225-293-6789 or visit online, cypresslake-apartments.net.
We continue with Tigers Roar, and we want to tell you about the radio station part of the Pelican
Absolutely.
Broadcasting Empire here.
Empire.
WUBR. You see it in the bright red letters there. We're on the TuneIn app.
That's why you wore the red shirt.
We have our own app, WUBR AM 910, where you can take us with you wherever you go. We're an affiliate of CBS Sports Radio. The local programming lineup includes Jordy Hultberg, Buddy Sanji, myself, Dave Scandaliato on Fridays for all you guys that like to wager on sports. Saturday mornings finds Carlos Brown, the franchise, Louisiana Music Hall of Fame radio, hosted by Mike Shepard, and select Houston Astros baseball games. So we appreciate you checking it out whenever you can. Jim Rome Show, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday. WUBR. Get our app, get the TuneIn app. Take us with you wherever you go as we'll roll you through the summer. Football season not that far away. Jordy, tell us about your radio show in the Lafayette market.
Every day, Monday through Friday, from 2 to 4 p.m. on 103.7 FM, The Game, KLWB. So give us, and just like here at 9, 10 a.m. with the Pelican, it's here, there, and everywhere, all the apps, just whatever. Figure it all out.
I'm wondering when, and I'm guilty of this, because a lot of times on, and you're going to crack up when I get to where I'm going here, but a lot of times on the radio, I'll say, when I'm doing my little out cue to the break, I'll say we're on the smartphones, the internet, and the tablets. I mean, I got to quit saying that because everybody knows that. It's kind of like the www thing that Brian Lazar does. Okay, for years, everybody was saying www.
You're
but
robotic.
now you don't have to say www anymore. Brian's kind of programmed on that. Brian, of course, with TigerBait.com. But so I'm thinking I got to get away from saying that because I think anybody who listens to sports radio, whatever station, whatever city, whatever town you're in, you know how and where it is. I got to believe there's a really microscopically small number of people that don't know a radio station's on the internet now.
Now I'm being told that they want to do Facebook Live.
That's
What is
become a
that?
thing. Yeah, where you can just go live on Facebook.
So you can see your face on.
No, they can watch you do the show.
That's what I'm saying. They can watch me
Do
doing
the
the show.
show. That's
so
correct.
I can't
Here's the
scratch my ear
here's
or
the
do this.
downside of this. You want to hear the downside of that?
I'm sure there's plenty.
You know how many people are watching, and without saying names, a local show in Baton Rouge that's doing that, a sports show, has got 6, 7, 8 viewers. You know, they would hope that number would be
go
bigger.
up, yeah.
Okay, and it probably will be bigger during football season.
Yeah.
So, you know, just like everything else, is downsides to things.
Well, I guess you got to crawl before you walk
or
before you run.
do you go on the philosophy that you have to assume they don't know? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I sit here and I go, hey, the original Aaron's every Wednesday night. Well, I think most people know that, but I can't assume that
you never
all
know
it.
that everybody does, and you
Somebody
may get a
just
new
moved
listener,
to town?
a new person that watches it. Absolutely.
Just moved to town,
Absolutely.
channel surfing, figure out.
That's why you can just have them record it, and you can put it as a commercial spot, and just run it twice an hour, twice a show.
We can do a lot of things. Huh?
You can do a lot of things. Facebook
Technology.
Live.
I'll say this too, and you can attest to this. The internet and computers and smartphones has changed the way sports television and radio gets
changed
to the people and the way people watch it.
It's changed everything. I mean, I know banks now are going automated. Instead of having tellers, you can just go up to a kiosk and do everything, and they have a person on the screen. So don't do all that computer stuff. We need jobs. People need jobs.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
Go on.
Hey, football, LSU football. I'm not saying holding pattern, but because they're always busy. Maybe sometime in July, after media days and before fall camp, the coaches will do the family time and get away for a little
When
bit.
do they
and
vacation?
relax.
When do they vacation?
Mid-July, to late July. But you know, LSU's still doing a recruiting thing. I saw the other day they offered somebody for the class of 2020. So they're still working very hard. You just don't have as much stuff on top of the top headlines.
I think Matt Canada is having tutorial sessions with the coaching staff on understanding what he's trying to get done. I mean, Steve Ensminger came out at one of those Tiger Tour stops and said, I'm still learning what Matt wants to get done. And there's so much verbiage and so many new looks and wrinkles and stuff that I'm sure they're going through all that as well. And this is the time of year they got all those grad assistants and part-time people just scouring tapes of every game that BYU has ever played under the current coaching staff and how they've done things so that and then they clip it all down and make it concise, and because man, I tell you, you can do paralysis by analysis if you're not careful.
Well, I've had many a head coach tell me, you know, it's inevitable sometimes you can have changes on the coaching staff, that they like it for the following reason. If you change some terminology and everything's a little different, complacency goes out the window and everybody pays more attention than if you return to August for fall football camp at LSU and everything's the same as it was the last August. Your focus and paying attention level may not be as high because you're like, well, yeah, I know what, you know, Power I Right 98 rollout means. Well, now you have to focus because it's different.
Yeah, there used to be the old keep it simple, stupid syndrome. Can you imagine how thick the playbooks are for Dave Aranda, the professor, with all the nuances that he had, and then Canada with all the formations and the motions and all? That's a lot of stuff.
But it is simple because most of it means, you know, when they call a play, each player knows what part of the call they have to listen to.
Yeah, but the quarterback has to know it all.
Yeah, he does.
And that's crazy.
And it's no different in baseball when a coach starts giving all kind of signs. 90% of it means nothing, but the player that's looking knows what means whatever.
But you got to look closely because I'm sure there's a clue. Like
it's easy to
like you touch the nose and then
there's an indicator, but you know, but there's ways to do it. And I used to be pretty good at stealing signs, and I can still do it. But we don't have time to get into that now. Maybe one day if it's really
can steal signs.
I've done it many times. You got to know how to give signs to steal signs, because you got to. When you give them, you have to.
Who
not
invented
give them
that?
away.
Who invented that?
I don't know. That'd be a good thing to look up. As to what came out.
Give me a sign. Give me a.
I'll tell you, Paul Mainieri's hit and run sign.
Give me a. Show it to the
He's going
camera.
to the hat when he goes. He gives every sign from the dugout. Nolan
Right.
Cain doesn't give it to third
Right,
base.
right.
the hat is his hit and run, but I don't know what the indicator is. So I don't know if he rubs his arm then hits hat, it's hit and run. But if he hits his hat and then rubs his arm, he may be wiping it off. So but I know that's his hit and run. Paul.
Okay, thank you, Florida State.
Paul does watch this show.
Florida State, there you go.
Sorry about that. Mike Martin checking it out.
You may have to go
Mike
somewhere
Martin
else.
on the internet because I was on Scott McKinney's show in Tallahassee this morning.
How many times do players? I mean, because some coaches give they go through this whole
Most of it
gyration.
means nothing.
I understand that, but the player's like, what?
He's looking for one thing. He's looking for the ear, the indicator, or the nose. Or,
But they're kind of far away. Sometimes at third base from the dugout.
You practice giving signs. You practice reading signs. Many a coach does. Okay, guy, what did I just give? Hey, you gave the steal sign. Hey, you gave the bunt down the third baseline sign. Then you work on it like you work. Y'all had signal. Well, I guess you could hear Coach Brown yelling.
2-3 zone. 1-1-3-1 zone.
All right. Did Coach Brown yell a lot from the sidelines? When the place is packed, fans can't tell.
You really couldn't hear too much.
I guess.
At free throws,
right after the opening tip before the place is a
friendly. We all knew a free throw situation. That's when you always look.
You look right. You knew that was when you had to look. In case he had.
But Dale Brown wasn't going.
No. Can we get to the New Orleans Saints? I tell you, I got a feeling.
Saints.
I got a feeling that we're talking football. That the Saints are going to do better than 7-9 this year.
Okay, 8-8's great.
No, I'm thinking they can make a run in the NFC South.
Really?
Atlanta's going to be very good again.
Really?
And I don't know. I'm
you
just
caught the
feeling
Adrian Peterson fever, didn't you?
You walked right into it. I'm getting good feedback from colleagues who are covering the Saints every minute out there at Saints minicamp, which is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. Yeah, you always look good.
Everybody looks good in shorts and T-shirts.
But they added a Hall of Famer.
Wait till that popping starts popping. How many times can he get popped again? I hope you're right.
We got a special for you on the guy we're talking about, Adrian Peterson. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, no doubt about that. From Oklahoma, Minnesota Vikings. Signs with the Saints, 2-year deal. And ironically, the Saints open the season at Minnesota against the Vikings on Monday Night Football.
Says he wants to play 4 more years. He wants to play till he's 38 to 40 years old.
Drew Brees said he wanted to play till he was 45.
All day.
Hey.
Tom Brady wants to play till he's 80.
Yeah, he might. Why? They're competitors. All right, here's a little special feature on the newly acquired running back for the New Orleans Saints, Adrian Peterson.
And among those teams at work, the New Orleans Saints, Adrian Peterson, among the new and more notable faces in New Orleans. Peterson coming off season where he played just 3 games last season with a total of 72 rush yards. Here's the quarterback, Drew Brees.
He's a stud, man. He looks the part. It's been impressive. Obviously you admire the guy from afar. I've played in a few Pro Bowls with him, so I do have a little bit of that, experience. But man, there's something about handing the ball off to that guy and watching him run through the hole and take on anybody who tries to tackle him. Which obviously we're not in pads right now, but you're just imagining what it's going to be like. So excited for that time to come. I think he's going to be able to do some stuff in his offense that maybe he hasn't done over the course of his career, just because we require some versatility from that position.
Mike Triplett is covering the Saints and has more from New Orleans.
So Drew Brees says there's something about handing Peterson that ball and just watching him go through the hole. And that's really the observation everyone has had around Saints game, from the media that's had an up-close and personal look at him for the first time to a lot of new teammates. They all kind of laugh when they talk about him. Just his sheer size and the power he runs with really gives you a little step back. And he looks plenty healthy, fast, fluid. This time of year, everybody looks pretty good in shorts, but it's a good sign for a guy who we've talked all offseason. Oh, he's coming off that knee injury. He's 32 years old. John Kuhn, who spent 10 years in the NFC North facing Adrian Peterson with the Green Bay Packers, said, he looks like the same old Peterson to me. Peterson did appear to be limited out of team drills. He did all the individual work. Mark Ingram has not yet practiced during OTAs, so it'll be a while before we figure out what their specific roles are. But absolutely, they're going to use Peterson's versatility, and Sean Payton knows how to get creative and use multiple backs in this versatile offense.
Mike, thank you. And clearly in May, or I guess it's June 1st now, it's easy to talk about that versatility and the different ways Peterson might contribute. But you're not buying the major contributions to the passing game.
No, I'm not. That's not his forte. His forte is this. He's a back that wants to run inside the tackle box. Powerful guy. He can close the game out for you in the fourth quarter. You talk about hammer time when you have to end the game and not allow your defense to come on the football field. He can do that. But remember this. This is very, very difficult now for a defense coordinator when you play against the Saints. You have a quarterback that we know he's marvelous. He throws for 5,000 yards every year, it seems, all right? They throw 607 passes. Here's the problem now as a defensive coordinator. When Adrian Peterson breaks the huddle, you got a problem. You got to put the 8th guy in the box. You can't go with a light box. That helps Drew Brees. So Drew Brees, that's why Drew Brees is smiling right now. He says, oh, he looks good. Yeah, Drew, when he's sitting back there, you got 8 guys in the box, because if you put 7 in there, Adrian Peterson will rip the heart out of your defense.
And that's when he can really wreak havoc if you let him loose. So what role should Peterson play in this offense?
Listen, he's going to be a first or second down back, and I think the model needs to be set as far as the Dallas Cowboys and what they do. Establish the line of scrimmage, push, like Coach said, fourth quarter, pound you into the ground. And this team was really good in 2009 when they won the Super Bowl, when they were balanced. They were 6th in the league in rushing. They need to get back with that identity. Drew Brees cannot continue to carry this football team offensively and defensively throughout the season. They need a running game to offset that.
It's interesting because this often happens, but New Orleans was not in that mix of teams field that we talked about early on as possibilities or even a probability for Peterson. How did he end up in New Orleans?
Well, Wendy, his market sort of dried up before it ever manufactured in the first place. Peterson was linked to the Seahawks previously, a little bit with the Oakland Raiders as well. The New England Patriots brought him in for a tryout, but as it became clear that other teams were either content with their running back depth chart or going to rely on the draft to fill up their running back needs, Peterson and New Orleans began talking. This took place over the course of a handful of days before actual ink was put to paper. And I think one of the interesting things about this entire season is just exactly what Adrian Peterson is. If he was, in the eyes of many teams, a no doubt 1,200-yard back, he would have been signed long before he ended up in New Orleans. If he had nothing left in the tank, teams would have just passed entirely. He would be unsigned. As much as we know about this player, as much as we know about this offense, I think it's fair to say right now we are in wait-and-see mode in terms of what kind of player Adrian Peterson will be.
Well, we know this, is that Adrian Peterson seems to defy the odds of a running back. He played on a team when he was in Minnesota, actually, when he didn't play well. Offensive line was inconsistent, obviously. That doesn't help you, as well as this. He didn't have a quarterback that could throw for 5,000 yards. Well, that helps Adrian Peterson as well, because now you're facing Drew Brees. Guess what? You can't sit there with 8 guys in the box all day either trying to defend Adrian Peterson, because you're worried about Drew Brees getting single coverage outside. So this helps both parties, the quarterback as well as the runner.
You know, when you game plan as a defensive player, when you game plan, guys, you always think about who's the guy who's going to affect the game the most. Every time Adrian Peterson got off the bus, he was the guy you looked at and you said, you know what, we have to stop that guy right there.
Now pick your poison.
Now pick your poison. Now you have Drew Brees back there throwing the ball. You can't, like Coach said, you can't drop in those 8-man fronts. Pick your poison. Which one do you want to see? I'd rather see Drew Brees throwing the ball than see him running downhill physically in the third and fourth quarter.
Well, Peterson, to your point, isn't known as a receiver, but he has produced some highlight-worthy catches in his 10-plus years in the NFL. It's time for our instant 3-play, and it's his top catches, again, courtesy of Adrian Peterson. His first career touchdown in the NFL was actually on a catch, believe it or not. Juggled the pass from Javaris Jackson and then went 60 yards, shot out of a cannon to score in his NFL debut in 2007. He showed the speed on the last play and the power on this one in 2009, absolutely plowing through Steelers defender William Gay, then turning on the Jets for a 29-yard gain. And in 2010, with Brett Favre quarterbacking, he shows off more of his open field skills, this time with the beautiful cutback, putting a Cardinals defender on skates, good for 33 yards.
I do want to say that on Tuesday this week, my 7-year-old grandson went to the Saints mini camp.
Really?
It was open to the public, and one of his aunts took him. And I talked to him that evening, and he just couldn't stop talking about all the Saints, how big they were, and how they run real fast. You know, he's 7 years old, but I'm sure it was a great experience for him.
What's realistic for Adrian Peterson? Is the sky the limit?
I think the sky's the limit.
Okay. I mean, Sean Payton's come out and said we're going to go with the hot hand, so I'm sure Ingram will get
the sky's
opportunity.
The limit. Drew Brees are going to throw him the ball out of the backfield, try to get him out there in space.
I like that.
And as Tony Dungy, Herm Edwards said, he's the kind of guy that if you got to pick up a couple first downs to kill that clock, he's going to get the ball for that. Because he's big enough. So is Ingram, but Well,
if they can split the carries and not continue the wear and tear, because Peterson, he's been the Minnesota offense for years and years and years. So many carries, and running backs only have so many carries left in those legs.
We know in college you need more than one running back, more than two running backs. In the NFL, you got to have more than one, even though it's become a passing league.
And you don't have that many possessions in the NFL, so Brees is going to still throw the football because that's what he does.
And in the NFL, with the passing that's everywhere, if you can incorporate a back in it, you're putting more for the defense to worry about.
That's the key.
And I think Peterson's very good at catching the ball out of the backfield. He wants to catch the ball out of the backfield. And don't be surprised if he catches more passes out of the backfield than the combination of running backs last year.
I concur wholeheartedly. Yes.
Why not have one Hall of Famer throw?
So you think they're going to win 10 games?
I think so. I don't know why. I mean, I haven't studied it and the other teams, but I just got a feeling that they're going to turn it around.
It would be a welcome change.
They're not going to West Virginia. They're going to be in Metairie. I just think they realize they got to turn it around.
What if they go 7-9 again? New head coach? New GM?
Right now, I'm going to say no, based on what we saw.
$8 million a year.
Ownership did with the Pelicans. Didn't make any changes yet. Tom Benson, for the most part, has not been a guy who pulls a quick trigger and changes coaches. And now that he also has the NBA team, we've seen it in that world too. So I would think if they go 7-9 again, you're going to get the old, all right, well, we're going to have to see improvement next year or he's gone. But as long as the TV money's coming in, as long as the Saints fans are showing up in the Dome, they'll just try to balance that, I think.
Okay.
Now, let's go the other way. Let's say the bottom falls out and they go 3-13. Then I think he's fired. Okay. Because then the fans will go 3-7-9, 3 years in a row, then 3-13. We got to do something different. If he goes 8-8, they're going to say, well, we improved.
You got a Hall of Fame quarterback for only a few more years. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully their defense will be better. Offense has always been pretty good. Hopefully their defense will be better. Hopefully they'll get a break or two and not squander leads like they've done before. And, I'm hoping for the best. I'm a big Saints fan.
And they also did announce the third preseason game against the Houston Texans on a Saturday. They're going to work out with them that week in Metairie. They just want to hit somebody else.
I hate preseason games. It's the
biggest
that's the
biggest.
Joke.
There used to be 6 of them.
The biggest waste of time.
There used to be 6 of them.
Biggest waste of time.
I'm surprised, and I know they got to get the Players Association to agree. I mean, I know there's a lot of layers here, but I'm surprised they haven't shrunk that to 2 preseason games or even just 1.
Here's what I don't understand. How many preseason games does a college football team play?
0.
How many years have some of these Saints been together? Do they need a preseason game? Honest to goodness.
Well, it's an antique idea, no
it's
question.
Ridiculous.
Back in the 70s, you needed 6 games because, players didn't stay in shape year-round. They sold cars in the off-season. They sold insurance, whatever. And then they came back, and they needed 6 weeks to get in football shape. But nowadays, you got to show up in shape day one.
That's why you have mini camps, and you go through all this.
But they didn't have all that back then. But I'm saying,
I know, but now.
So they need to get rid of. They need to scrap the preseason games.
It's ridiculous.
And what I don't understand is who would be for keeping them? Coaches.
That's it. So they can see.
They can evaluate talent.
And who can we put on our practice squad? You can figure that out.
The fans don't want it. No. TV doesn't want it.
Owners want it.
Because it's more ticket sales and TV money, even though it's a preseason game. Right. But and I think I heard you say this years ago that we'll never do this, but the preseason ticket should be about 1/3 of the cost of a game ticket.
Should be free.
Free. You going free?
No.
No, I said you think it should be free.
No, I think it should be free. Who cares? Have one game, open it up free. Boom.
Well, and you know what would be good about that? the people who can't afford to go to a game, they don't have enough money to take the family afforded a game, could then take the family to a preseason game, albeit preseason.
I mean, I understand fans. I understand it. But why in the world would you pay to go see a preseason?
Because they put it in the package.
I know.
You got to buy a 10-game package.
Why would you do it? Man.
Well, you know, somebody smarter than us.
It's an event. It's a party. I understand all that. I don't want to see the guy that's never going to play. I don't care. I just don't want to see it. Third preseason game is the one where everybody plays for a half at the most.
We'll take a break, come back, and continue with more of Tigers Roar. Spread the roar, as we always say. Baton Rouge, Lafayette,
You know who
New
would have
Orleans.
loved preseason games in college football? Les Miles. He'd have loved that.
He would have.
He would have loved it.
I think all the current college coaches would love one, just to kind of knock the rust off. No?
Can you imagine trying to? You see how Georgia's going to be paying over $3 million for 3 non-conference opponents to come between the hedges next year? Over $3 million. Now, if we can get an preseason game in college football, and you can raise that kind of money and give it charitably, I'm all for it. But that'll never happen.
We'll be right back with more of Tigers Roar. Do stay with us.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-718-3516. 800-718-3516.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
We continue with Tigers Roar. Certainly everybody's set for the College World Series, LSU football to hold and pat it. More good things I'm hearing about Will Wade with basketball out there at LSU. And speaking of basketball, the NBA season has come to a conclusion, as many people expected.
Disappointed.
Jordy can't watch basketball at night on TV for many months now. But LeBron's the best player in the world, Golden State's the best team in the world. That's the way everybody's summing it up.
And they're going to be the best team in the world for a minimum 2 to 3 more years. The decision will have to be made down the road in a couple years with Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. Kevin Durant's already said he's going to take less money so they can keep the likes of. How good is Andre Iguodala in the NBA Finals?
I always thought he was good.
He's spectacular.
He finds a way.
20 points in Game 5. So it really. There's a whole bunch of GMs and owners out there going, what do we have to do to compete? How do we compete with that team? So we'll see.
All right, so you see Durant, the MVP. Hey, we got a recap, Game 5 in the NBA Finals for you.
Great game.
Where you can look at what was a really good game, and LeBron, Kevin Durant, and the rest of them. Here's a recap of the NBA Finals.
Mike Breen on hand, Doris Burke as well. Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Thompson, who has been fabulous defensively, has had to deal with Kyrie Irving as Tristan Thompson. Durant, guarded by Thompson, gets inside, lefty layup. Steve Kerr, to use an old Greg Popovich phrase, says he hopes his team has the appropriate fear. First quarter has won all 4 games in this series. Thompson kicks it out. Draymond Green, who hits a 3 for 48 minutes. Offensive rebound for Pachulia. Thompson the fake. One dribble. Fires. The foul is on Durant, his first. Kyrie Irving strips Steph Curry. Irving drives. A layup bounces around and drops through. James on a bad pass to steal. Goes up and under and banks it home. 8 to shoot. Back up top to James. Thought about a 3. Now fires away. And hits a 3-pointer. Here comes Curry. Curry gets in. Left-handed. Shot is good off the glass. Jefferson tried to play physical the other night against Durant. And Durant knocks it down. Irving, crossover, the drive off the glass. That's not fair. He was not happy he was taken out after his good start. Livingston, pull-up jumper, count it, and a foul.
Defenders against them. You got to be smart.
Livingston gets inside, short shot, rolls around and drops in. Irving fakes. McCaw gets out of the way, and he still nails it. He was pushing. Finds Irving. Back, J.R. Smith, 3-pointer. It's good. J.R. Smith.
They can go to the free throw line.
Why does your team look so different when Tristan Thompson is effective?
His energy, his hustle.
Here comes Darren Williams, pushing it up the floor, finds James. James goes by and throws it down. Iguodala pushing, goes all the way and throws it down. Durant, 3-pointer. Now before he went into the act of shooting. Durant from way outside, drills a 3-pointer. Well, sometimes there are malfunctions. As Curry hits the 3. You have lyrics, my friend. Iguodala to Green.
And they've gone to Iguodala.
Curry and the foul. Curry misses his second free throw. Tried to go for the steal. Smith hesitated and then knocks down to back out. Durant tries again. Bang!
That first initial offensive rebound.
Irving misses. West the rebound. And a hell ball. West, and a technical foul. Now West and Thompson go nose to nose. Officials and teammates trying to break them up. Things like this, you always make sure no players walk off the bench. David West got hit with a technical after he shoved Irving. West getting an ovation. So J.R. Smith and Tristan Thompson both called for technicals. LeBron James able to save that. James sets for a 3-pointer, drills the 3. Green floats it up. Iguodala throws it down to Smith. James fakes the 3. kicks it out. Kyrie Irving for three. That's good. Kyrie Irving with his first three-pointer. Durant releases down the other end. What a pass. Can't hit the three. Kyrie Irving, the offensive board. Back to J.R. Smith. He pulls back for three. Knocks it down for the Cavs. Iguodala, wide open lane.
Off of Draymond Green's body and help.
J.R. Smith launches a three. Oh! Smith from the 28.
Stop having bad shot selection. Stop turning it over. Stop fouling in tough situations.
Smaller J.R. Smith on Durant. Good job by the Warriors.
Kevin Love had some early foul trouble. Comes back. Here's Irving. Drives inside, floats it up and in. Basket throughout these playoffs and especially the finals have been a thing of beauty. Thompson wide open. Squares and faces. Shot clock at three. Back out J.R. Smith. Contested three. It's good. J.R. Smith. James kicks it out right corner. Kevin Love. Three-pointer won't go. Rebound James. Back up. Banks it home. Good night. James finds Irving. Left-handed once again off the glass. Ball knocked loose. Picked up by Tristan Thompson. Tristan Thompson inside. Off the glass. A 17-point lead has been cut to 5. Curry finds some room. Scoop layup off the glass. 4. Jefferson right into Durant. Finds Iguodala. Irving goes at Thompson. Tries again. Pulls up in the paint. It's good. Averaging a triple-double here in these finals. Fouled by Curry. Shot's good and one. LeBron James. James hesitates, throws it up. Thompson throws it down. In the third. Durant has an opening and nails the three. Shot clock down to 8. Now the double team. Inside to McCaw. McCaw inside. Off the glass. The rookie again. James cross-court Smith. Three-pointer. It's good. J.R. Smith. James fakes, drives on Durant, gets to the rim, left-handed reverse off the glass. Trailed this game by as many as 17. Durant, jump shot, got it. Kevin Love, foul, and one. Durant pass inside, back out to McCaw. The rookie finds Durant, steps back for three, pumps it in. Kevin Durant again. Thompson, still plenty of time remaining. James out to Korver. Korver for three is good. Kyle Korver. Curry, Iguodala, Thompson, Durant, and Green. Inside Durant. Curry, rifle pass, and Iguodala finishes. Tipped and taken by Love. James fakes the three, drives into Iguodala. Powers in and finishes. Game 4, Cavs 9 of 21 tonight. Curry inside, off the glass. Kevin Love wants to post up Thompson. Nice feed on a backdoor play. Curry finds Durant. Durant stops, pulls up jumper, got it. Durant gets away from Korver all the way to the rim. Curry guarded by Love. Finds a seam and banks it home. Curry inside. Thompson with 4 to shoot. Makes his move. Pull-up jumper. It's good. Pass goes to Tristan Thompson. J.R. Smith trying to launch. Count it and a foul. Curry to Green. Green, alley-oop. Iguodala once again. James spins. James scores. 39 for James.
In the middle of the play.
Curry, 3. Bang! There it is. Redemption for Golden State. One of the great playoff runs of all time is complete. The Warriors Bears are NBA champions again.
Golden State Warriors are world champs. We're going to take a break, come back. We got a hype video for Omaha to get you ready for LSU, Florida State, and everything else in Omaha with the College World Series when we return after this pause. Stay with us.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including OptiMap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a formal affair.
Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal and she makes your dreams come true.
DLA Painting Incorporated is your company for professional painting, serving the greater Baton Rouge area and South Louisiana for over 20 years. Ready to paint for those recovering from flood, residential repaint, commercial painting, any size job, free estimates. Customer satisfaction is our highest priority. Call 225-505-8785. DLA Painting Incorporated, fully insured. Call Dennis at DLA Painting at 225-505-8785.
Perkins Road Veterinary Hospital is a full-service veterinary hospital committed to your pet's health. We offer advanced diagnostic and therapeutic medical services, laser surgery, dog and cat diets, and treats, along with stress-free boarding. Dr. Ritchie sees patients for routine checkups to keep your loved ones happy, also advanced medical and surgical cases. We have separate condos for cat boarding and large climate-controlled canine boarding. Our boarding dogs get to have fun in a very large play yard several times a day. Laser therapy is a service that we offer to heal wounds and help our patients that suffer from chronic pain. Laser therapy is a wonderful adjunct treatment for neurologic and arthritic pain with no side effects. Your pets are family members and deserve the best and highest quality of care. Dr. Ritchie and his staff greatly respect the human-animal bond and are committed to exceeding your expectations.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis. not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvant.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
This fall, Hank Williams Jr. returns to intro and hype you up for Monday Night Football. We're going to hype you up for the College World Series in Omaha as we walk you to the end of the show. Get ready for Omaha.
Hayes swinging on 1-0. Bouncing ball. His pass read down the left field line. Marches around third. The throw to the plate. Not in time. And the third time is the charm for Coastal Carolina.
To the left side, Kramer Robinson comes around to third for the force. It's a dandy dozen for LSU.
Built it on top of the rock. Don't take any credit he bought. The venom inside us stings. Desire to want everything. Enticed by the gleaming. So blessed I can't say not a thing. So why is it so hard you to smile? Shut up. Complain about all of your life. Shut up. Why is it so hard you to smile? Shut up, stop wanting and open your eyes. Shut up, what you gonna do when you at the top? Climbing, don't slow down, no, don't you stop. Climbing, what you gonna do when you at the top? Keep climbing, don't slow down, never don't you stop. We climbing, what you gonna do when you at the top? Keep climbing, don't slow down, never don't you stop. We climbing, what you gonna do when you at the top? Keep climbing, don't slow down, never don't you stop. We climbing, I'ma get mine, I'ma get
outside corner called strike. Glove lady will sit down. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. There's the breaking ball, and Rooker sits down for the second time to hit it. Awaits the 1-2 pitch. Outside corner, cold strike 3. Brown down looking.
Don't matter what kind of style you bring, just like a kill, I'm going slow, who I flow fast. I'ma never complain, cause when you suckers out there hating of the face, don't they make me last stronger, make me last sharper, make me last longer. They simply validating that I did what I'm supposed to do. So they ain't gonna ruffle my feathers. What they did do is help us hustle get better. Muscle through the struggle, don't let up, even though I'm fed up. Even when I'm down on my luck, get up. Sticks and stones and probably breaking bones. But the hate spit don't hurt me. 20 years later, still show up early, still riding dirty. What you gonna do when you at the top? Climbing, don't slow down, no, don't you stop. Climbing, what you gonna do when you at the top? Keep climbing, don't slow down, never don't you stop. We climbing, what you gonna do when you at the top? Keep climbing, don't slow down, never don't you stop. We climbing, what you gonna do when you at the top? Keep climbing, don't slow down, never don't you stop. We climbing, see all my dreams they waving, lies in my head captivating, see all my faith just fading.
We hope you get ready for Omaha Saturday night against Florida State. And look, we appreciate you watching Tigers Roar. We want you to spread the roar all over Louisiana and, of course, the internet and the smartphones and the apps, all that good stuff. We appreciate it. Next week, hopefully LSU's in the middle of the College World Series in Omaha. We'll have all that for you. Stay tuned to all the local radio guys for all the info on that as well on WUBR. Find us on Facebook at Pelican Broadcasting. Twitter account is at Pelican Sports. YouTube.com/Pelican Broadcasting, where you can watch this programming and lots of other stuff at your convenience. On behalf of everybody here on the Pelican Broadcasting crew, we appreciate you watching the program and spreading the roar. We'll talk to you again next week. I'm Tommy Christan, right here with Pelican Broadcasting.
This
is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.